Welcome back to ScaleSpeedworks. My name's Mike. This is my 99.5% finished build of the Revell Auto Transport trailer. This thing is huge, so sorry the view is a little zoomed out, but it's kind of what we have. Now, this really isn't a review of this trailer, although it kind of is. This thing was a monster to build. I've never built a trailer or a semi-truck before. This is my first time. This thing was a lot of work. I'll admit it. It's pretty cool. I really like the finished product. There were a lot of mold lines on this thing, a lot. But in the end, I think it turned out just fine. So what I did is I pretty much assembled everything, painted it gloss black, and then taped off. And this is all done with Rust-Oleum. Taped everything off and then painted it with a Rust-Oleum silver chrome paint. So again, real happy with how everything turned out. This thing is just so huge. The tires on this kit are beautiful. Decals are really nice. Yeah, it hardly fits on the workbench here. And I didn't build it in the workbench. I kind of built it in my living room. So I'm sure my wife is glad to be rid of this thing. This really isn't a story about this trailer. This is a story about the glue that saved this project. Now, there's all kinds of glue that I use. I really like this Gorilla Super Glue Gel. It's fantastic for holding parts together, and it doesn't run. It kind of stays where it's at. This is one of my new go-to favorites. This is the really thin Gorilla Super Glue. And you kind of squeeze down on the sides here, and it controls how much comes out. Really like that. I'm also a fan of the Elmer's Clear Transparent Glue for attacking parts together. That works really well. The other thing that I used here on this project, and yep, it's in frame. I got my own logo here on the side for the carrier. What I did with this, I printed this out on regular paper. I printed that out, and then I cleared it. What I did is I put clear packing tape over it. I cut it out, and then I used this. It's a glue stick to glue it onto the back. I'm super happy with the way that came out. Who knew? A glue stick, from elementary school? Fantastic. That worked fantastic. Now, this is not something that you do on a regular car, but I think it's a great tool to use, and it has its uses, and this was one of them. And it worked here, and I could get away with it here. Let's flip this over one more time. So the cool thing about this truck, or this trailer, whatever this is, underneath, they have spots for all the hoses to run. And I'm no expert whatsoever, but I followed the instructions. And kind of the issue that I have, and you can still see over here a little bit, you got a hose that's a little bit longer than it needs to be. And what they tell you is just hold it over here and just glue it. Just glue it right there, just like that. And this one still needs to be done. I was trying to find, the super glue wasn't working. Neither one of my super glues were working. I used this stuff, and this stuff works really good. This is like a really thick white glue. This stuff works really well. But still, it wasn't setting up fast enough for my liking. So I was thinking, what is the best solution for this problem? How do I go about this? I can't sit here and wait for an hour for these hoses to glue down. And look, I know it's not the best, it's not the cleanest, but it's under the truck, and I honestly don't give a damn. So this I found at my local hardware store, the big one. And this is a UV curing glue. Built-in light and everything. So let's see how this works. That's a nice soft control tip here. So what I'll do, squeeze this. Oh, really comes out. Holy cow. And that's all on video. Oh well. So let's get that lined up just where we want it, right there. Turn this on. Let that set for a few seconds. Boom. Done. Done. This is a glue that saved my build. This would have taken me hours to do. Hours. I kid you not. A little drop of glue, a little UV light, boom, I'm done. I'm done within seconds, and I'm on to the next one. This is absolutely the glue that saved this build. Now, for those of you wanting to pick up one of these auto transport trailers, I highly recommend it. With a little bit of cleanup, a little bit of patience, this is an awesome, awesome build. I'll flip this back over. This is an awesome build. Stuff moves, it articulates. And look, again, I'm no expert. I'm not the best. I know nothing about this. But this was easy enough for me to build. Yeah, it was challenging. I do admit that. It was challenging, but easy enough for me as a first-time builder of one of these to put this thing together. I kind of built this as a buddy build with Chuck over at Rides by Chuck, and I'll leave a link to Chuck's channel down in the description below. Chuck built the AMT version of this trailer, which, to my understanding, a little more simplistic, but man, what an awesome, awesome piece to have in your collection to display your kits. And with this stuff, or anything like this UV clearing super glue gel, game changer. Absolute game changer. So for those of you wanting to go pick one up, do it. Do it. Find the time to dedicate to this build. Like I said, it does take a little bit. There is a little bit of work involved, some cleanup. The directions aren't clear all the time, but read through the directions, read through them a couple of times, see what you could put together ahead of time, do that, and then assemble it, and you're going to have yourself an awesome kit. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it, and I appreciate your support. And I will see you guys on the next one.